I remember back when I was growing up, my favorite show to watch was Sanford and Son. And I remember it used to come on at 7:05 on TBS. It'd come on again at 7:35. And 8:05 was my bedtime because my mom would let me watch 2 episodes of Sanford and Son, and then it's time to go to bed. So for everyone out there that thinks I have an irreverent sense of humor, I learned from the best. But one thing Red Fox was known for on that show was his fake heart attacks. He would always pretend like that he was having a heart attack when anything upset him, and it could be the smallest thing ever. And he would claim he was having a heart attack. He would cry out to his wife who had passed away, and he would be like, "I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. It's the biggest one I ever had." And it was always over something that was nothing. But he always went out of his way to be in an uproar over the smallest of things. And that's Fox News. And here recently, Vice President Kamala Harris dropped an F-bomb. And they're having a Fred Sanford heart attack over this. Take a look.
Sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that door down.
See, Laura, look, the President Trump has used profanity on occasion at rallies and things, but in an official capacity, when you are representing the office of Vice President or President, Kamala Harris dropped an F-bomb here. You remember Joe Biden years ago said this is a big effing deal when they signed the health care legislation. This is a bad pattern. It diminishes the office, and I think it turns off family audiences, particularly those.
Oh, yeah, it's really going to turn off families. I mean, you got a Vice President of the United States dropping an F-bomb like that? How disrespectful to the office. Oh, man, I mean, we'll turn a blind eye if you pay off porn stars. We'll turn a blind eye if you cheat on every wife you ever had. We'll turn a blind eye if you talk about how you would love to be dating your daughter. We'll turn a blind eye if you tell a porn star that she reminds you of your daughter. We'll look away from all of that. But, oh, Elizabeth, it's the biggest one we ever had. Kamala Harris used the F word. Oh, no, what will the country do? It's absolutely ridiculous because Donald Trump loves the F-bomb. Take a look at this.
Oh, I heard that the other day. Here we are, guys, threatening us. He's worried about the ocean will rise 1/100% over the next 300 fucking years.
Notice how the crowd cheered. Notice how excited they got when they heard him say that word, and that seems to be the pattern every time he says it. Take a look at this one.
So I'd hit him on the left, I'd hit him on the right. I'd hit him in the fucking center, sir, right center. What is that?
Now, I know some folks would say, well, that's the point Fox News was making. He's out on the campaign trail. He's not in the office. He's not referring to the office of presidency. But watch what he calls Joe Biden in this next clip.
If you become president and you don't like somebody, or if somebody's beating you by 10, 15, or 20 points like we're doing with crooked Joe Biden, let's indict the motherfucker. Let's indict him.
So, yeah, you can refer to the President of the United States like that, and they're perfectly okay with it. And if you want to call black athletes peacefully protesting, you can cuss them too. Remember how they love this one?
Love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
You see, folks, it's the hypocrisy for me. I truly don't care if Donald Trump uses the F word, and I don't care who he cusses, because I use the F word every day in my day-to-day conversations, and trust me, I'm always cussing Donald Trump. I remember back when Joe Biden beat him in the election and he refused to concede. I can't count the times that I was saying, get that son of a bitch out of there. What the fuck is going on? I say it every day. I don't care that he uses the words. It's just the overbearing hypocrisy that they want to suddenly cry foul and have a Fred Sanford style heart attack because suddenly Kamala Harris drops an F-bomb and it's the end of the world. It's truly ridiculous. And I know there's a lot of people who know me personally that will see this video and say, Brando, you curse every day, or I heard you cursing on stage. Yeah, I used to play a lot of rowdy redneck dives. I use the F word on a regular basis. I got the crowd worked into a frenzy. I drank beer like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I wasn't out here proclaiming to be a Christian. I wasn't out here proclaiming to be a role model. I wasn't out here running to be the leader of the free world, and I'm not going to anytime soon. Okay, so y'all don't got to worry about that. But it's the overbearing hypocrisy that these people are all about that drives me nuts. You know, Donald Trump is just nothing anymore but a poor, pitiful me, crying victim. That's all that he has to offer. That's all he has to bring to the table. Going into one of the most important elections of our lifetime, the most important one, because democracy has never been more threatened than it is right now, all we're hearing is how bad he has it. All we're hearing is his personal grievances. Not one good idea, not one new idea has came up. He's just doubled down on the same old rhetoric. Every day, it's the same speech. He gives the same speech every single day, and it's so fucking tiresome. I don't care if Kamala Harris drops an F-bomb. I don't care if Joe Biden drops an F-bomb. That's not what this is about. It's about the hypocrisy that they would sit there and tell us that's really going to turn off families. We've been sitting over here ever since he came down that escalator saying to the evangelical people, how could you possibly let this guy hijack your religion? Okay, fine. He hijacked the Republican Party. They were always a bunch of greedy assholes. And I know there's greedy assholes higher up in the evangelical world. But how the good, honest, decent, otherwise decent people who goes to church every Sunday and wouldn't let their kids get away with saying that stuff, how is it they laugh and they cheer for Donald Trump? That's what I'm calling out. It's that hypocrisy. It's that hypocrisy. If I know for a fact if I uttered the F word in certain circles, I would get frowned upon. I would be told, don't talk that way in front of the kids. And you know what? I rein it in. When I know when to use it and when not to. There's times that I completely rein it in. You know, certain family members come over, there's kids around. Brando reins it in and don't do it. But I know for a fact I would be frowned upon if I did it in certain circles. I know for a fact that I would be talked about, hey, I can't believe he used that kind of language around my kid. And then they'll sit back and they'll cheer for Donald Trump. That's the hypocrisy I'm calling out. And that's the hypocrisy that all of us are so sick and tired of. If you want to jump on that bandwagon that you're this perfect, squeaky clean Christian that wants to, fine, go for it. But back it up, okay? Don't go out and get the absolute biggest scumbag you can find and then try to pass him off like he's a good role model to the rest of us and get mad and throw a Fred Sanford heart attack over a vice president doing the same thing. Which actually it wasn't the same thing because Kamala Harris drops one of them and everybody loses their mind. Donald Trump does all the things he's done, they give him a pass. That's the hypocrisy that we're tired of.